You got it? It was asking me to share the password with you, but it went off.
Okay.
It went off though.
Oh, yeah, I got it. We all here?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, your phone normally turned the other way.
Hey. All right. Because we don't want to get muted in the middle of the show because they hear the music.
Yeah. I already know.
Smart.
So, let's get it started. Let's get it started in here. Woo. Shout out to y'all for being on time. So, even though, I mean, we've been on time. Like, Darius got here like 6:45, but yeah, we made some more in the house about 6:45. So, we've been doing good. So, yeah. Back home, I was like, where my phone at?
We've all done it.
We've all done that.
Like, and don't never have my phone on the show though, because it's always up there. So I don't know why even play with myself like that.
Today. It's okay.
So yeah, that is crazy. Okay.
Hey y'all.
How y'all feeling?
We're good.
Y'all excited?
Yes.
Y'all nervous?
No.
Cause y'all do this.
Well, we just did another guest appearance last night, and we got another one next Tuesday.
Cause period, making moves. I love it for y'all. Okay, y'all have a good day today.
Yeah,
Definitely did.
It was pretty chill today.
Yeah. Do y'all work from home? What y'all do?
I'm a real estate appraiser. I work from home.
Okay.
I'm a quality assurance agent, so I work in the office. So the best way I describe my job is, you know how you get those collect calls, somehow your calls monitored for quality assurance. I'm that person, listen to your calls, make sure those agents don't talk to you crazy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. That's cool. I got a hybrid position, so I'm actually working from home tomorrow and Friday. I work from home on Thursdays and Fridays.
Ooh, that's the best time to work from home.
That's why I chose it. We was able to choose. I'm like, give me the end of the week. Go up in there, get it done, and I feel like basically Wednesdays is my Fridays. Because I feel like it's turn up after that. So yeah, because my Thursdays and Fridays are pretty light too at work. So how was your day today, friend?
It was good. It was short. I was telling them that I worked a little bit. Tried to go home, take a nap. That was unsuccessful, but I did get some reading done. Was able to relax just a little bit, but I'm tired. So because I've started to wake up earlier again. And my body's starting to shut down earlier again. So yeah,
makes sense.
I feel that.
Yes. So let's get started, guys. So hey guys, I'm Ken.
I'm Kay.
Like, she's Kay. I'm Ken, and this is Wine&Grow. We wine when we grow. When we grow, we need wine. I forgot to have my glass. We like, wait a minute, our glasses over there. So we are back, season 8, episode 3. We are joined with the Williamses. The Williamses. We got Marquis and Miss Taylor here, y'all, from the You Stuck With Me podcast. A fellow millennial podcast hosters. Is that how we would say it? Host. Podcast host. Joining us today. They have their podcast, like I mentioned, You Stuck With Me podcast. Y'all want to tell them a little bit about your podcast?
So our podcast is basically based on our unorthodox love story, but we also try to debunk some of the things that are said on social media, like the whole 50-50 debate. Should a man pay for this and that? What should a woman do? Things like that. So.
And I also told Marquise when he was going through treatments, hey, you gotta get your ish together because you stuck with me. So let's get this ball moving here.
I mean, as you can see, I'm not complaining. So
y'all cute. Yeah. So they're like, you stuck with me, period. So okay, all right. So I'm excited to have y'all here. Yeah. So I don't know if y'all been following along with the show this season. Have y'all watched any of the episodes?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So y'all kind of know how we've been starting off. So we started with this icebreaker little game. So we're gonna ask some questions. And you will have to answer the way that you think she would answer, right? You have to guess her answer, and then vice versa. I'll ask him a question, you'll have to guess his answer.
Okay, hold on, let me get my headband in my hair together.
Oh, this about to be fun. Let me get my mindset.
Your headband in your hair?
Yep, my headband in my hair.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Turn her
I gotta
on.
get my hair
See.
done too.
Because some of these is backwards.
Oh yeah.
But I know we've pretty much gone through all of them, so it don't really matter where we
sure.
start.
That's the way you try to shuffle.
I know, right? Just
and it ain't you that many cards.
give it a little bit of something.
Yeah.
Now, I know them kickbacks that, and you should have helped with the shuffling of the
Listen,
cards.
It's only like 10.
Right,
So
I can't
she
shuffle
can't
this.
do that.
Okay, so to Marquis, he has to guess your answer.
Okay.
Okay,
And you're gonna write your
you got to write the answer down.
Okay.
Right. Who apologizes first in an argument or a disagreement?
Thank you, Darius.
What he say?
I'm feeling that grade K looking sophisticated.
Show your answer, Marquis.
He apologizes.
And what she
first.
say, Taylor?
Ooh.
She said
She
Taylor.
said she apologizes first.
Ah! So y'all both just be apologizing.
Cause things don't go right if we don't. All hell breaks loose.
Like our days go bad.
Bad. Like whatever can happen. Like when I was working in the hospital at the time, the patients would do the most. They usually be chill, don't ask for nothing. Like, just bring my food, good. No, they be like, can you bring me this? Can you bring me that? This food cold. Like, no.
Like our days would go to all damnation.
Right.
Because y'all are mad at each other.
Yes.
Wow. So y'all like to just forget that. I'm just apologize first. It don't matter if I'm wrong or not. You just be.
And half of the time, I be forgetting what we was arguing about.
It's
You know,
always
always, like after an hour
like
later, I'm like, what am I mad for? I know I'm still mad, but
Right. What happened again? Just petty.
Like, can we check the footage?
Okay. Now this is for Marquis to answer and for you to guess his answer. Who's the boss in the relationship? Who really be running shit?
That's a long answer. Y'all be so funny when y'all do these long answers.
okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. So show your answer. She said Marquis
thinks
he does. And what she say?
Taylor.
So they both. So it's right.
So you don't know how many times at home I'm like, you were right, wife.
That's all I be wanting to hear sometimes. Like, hey, now.
Okay.
Serious.
Okay. So, what song reminds you of your partner? So you gotta guess what her answer's gonna be. Okay, what's the answer? For the cool in you. What you say?
Wild
What you say?
thoughts. Wild thoughts. Is
Wild
that the Rihanna
thoughts.
Wild Thoughts?
Dang. Okay. Let's see if we're gonna get redeemed on this next one. All right. If your relationship was a movie, what would the title be? Taylor gotta guess Marquis' answer. If your relationship was a movie, what would the title be?
That's a good one.
I'm just gonna take a long shot.
Your long shot. What if they end up putting the same thing though?
I don't know. That's a good question. I really have to think about that.
And it's me trying to see if he write it like the way his pen moving.
I already
Okay,
know.
go ahead. What she say? She said not easily broken. What'd she say?
The Photograph.
That
That was a good
love
movie,
that movie. Oh, why you say The Photograph?
Because it's all the things, you know, when we started dating, just trying to get to know her and breaking down all the walls and just trying to understand her better, and she trying to understand me better. So
I can watch that movie every day.
Yeah.
Why you say not easily broken?
Because we've been through a lot, and just to see Marquis like go through treatments and stuff like that, he always made sure that I was okay. So it would be times like I would ask him like, "Are you okay? Are you good?" He'd be like, "Yeah, I'm good as long as I see your smiling face." So.
That's cute.
Yeah.
Okay, for all that cute stuff out the way. What irritates you most about your partner?
It's the way you set the cup down.
What would Taylor say? What irritates her most about you?
Darius comment while they're writing, he said the boss shit, they both got the same voice. And he said that's not a good first question. Y'all trying to start a brawl. Ain't nobody trying to start a brawl. Y'all got the same questions.
These are the icebreaker questions. It's not the first question. Dang, y'all got some
a long answer.
Y'all, they both still right.
Oh, okay. This one is serious, y'all.
Okay, what's your answer, Marquis? Not putting the toilet paper on the roll, or I play too much. Okay, what's the answer?
Call me body part names and barking like a parrot.
What?
So you be calling these names like booty?
Yes.
I love that.
She said calling me body part names like boob.
Booby!
Booby!
You calling somebody a booty? Hey, booty.
It always resulted in me saying, "You play too much. Like, go somewhere."
If my guy did that too, mocking me like a parrot, irritated me. I'm like, hello. I'm like, so this what we finna do? Like, that is irritating, because I'm just gonna stop talking then.
This would be like, oh, he'll mock me. We'll be like, like, no.
He actually do the.
He got to do the whole thing. I'm like, oh no, we
He
gotta
get
do
in full
this today.
character.
oh, we're not doing this today.
Yes.
Oh wow! So he actually do it like a parrot.
Yes.
Wow.
Okay, so for Marquis, for Taylor to guess, what is your partner's dream job?
What's his dream job?
Yes. So you have to guess
That's
what
what
his dream
his
job
job
is.
is.
Yeah, what he'll say it is. Mm-hmm. I know I have one more. Because we did about 7, didn't we?
Yeah. It's these ones we don't be knowing. What we doing? 8?
Well, it don't matter. We just go with the flow. Because some questions may get answered faster.
Yeah.
So we just try to get an hour. Yeah.
What do you do? Pull from the front? Oh, these the same way. Oh, wow.
So you have
I
to
opened it right up at the thing, too.
Yeah, so just look at which one was answered last. I mean, ask which one do we leave up on? I think the ones that's on top.
This one is the one.
Because it'll be thinner than it would be thick. Probably more than likely.
This one is thick. This one is thick.
No, I'm saying I'm guessing, but you know which question we had last. You should know which questions we asked, rather.
Yeah, I don't think we asked this one though. Because that was a week ago still.
These is the ones we haven't asked.
Okay.
Yeah, these are the ones we haven't asked.
Okay. So I'm sorry. I'm gonna set those there so I don't get mixed up.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so what would he say?
I say full-time podcasting content creator.
What did you say? To own property and to be a huge podcaster. Okay, we'll give y'all that one. Okay. Is that okay? This is the last one. So Taylor. And Marquis got to guess her answer. Who is your favorite? I mean, your celebrity crush? She said,
I didn't know this one.
Like, you better.
I have faith in you, babe. I know you don't.
I feel like I knew that. Because I was stalking you on Instagram trying to tell y'all a little bit. I'm like, let me look. Let me see what I need to know. Okay.
It gotta be so detailed. It gotta be so detailed.
I'm a very detailed person.
Well, he wouldn't know all the names.
Okay, who is it? Janet Miss Jackson, if you nasty. And what is it? Janet Jackson. Okay.
All right.
Ending on a high note.
All right.
So, before we get into the next question, so just tell the people how I asked, how long have y'all been together?
Well, we've been together almost 7 years, 2 years married, 5 years dating.
Okay.
We actually met in high school. I actually asked her out in high school and she curved me and I had to hold that L on.
Here you go.
Uh-oh.
That's not what happened. He did ask me out in high school, but I was already dating somebody at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do it.
He write down this.
Right.
He raced it to write something else.
So, to make a long story short, so when he asked me out, I didn't take him seriously because I was a baby freshman.
Mm-hmm.
He was a senior, right? So I'm thinking like, oh, he's just playing with me. And I was like, okay, I'll think about it.
Mm-hmm.
So then the next day, I didn't come back to school because I was sick, so I was gone for a week. So
Mm-hmm.
after a week, out of sight, out of mind, I wasn't thinking about it. And I always tell him, if you really wanted to pursue me, how come you just do a follow-up question? Like, hey, I ain't seen you in a while.
Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah.
Check in on it.
I was gonna say, you want to show the board?
She's capping.
Oh, okay.
Give me these boards. So we done with them. He would be coming with the subtitles all the whole show. But okay. So y'all always want to try to know a little bit about them. So how old are y'all?
I'm 34.
I'm 31.
Okay, so young. Married 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Together almost 7. I love it. All right. So Sequoia gonna hit y'all with the next questions.
All right, guys. Here we go into some more good stuff. How important was or is the approval, or how important was the approval from your family and friends when choosing your partner, when choosing your spouse?
My family's approval was important, but to be perfectly honest, even if they didn't like her, it was what I wanted. So
you would have did it anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Basically pretty much the same. Not my whole family, but mainly my mom. So he did get a chance to see my mom, meet her before she passed.
Mm-hmm.
And if she liked him, that would have been that was great. But if she didn't, I still would have pursued. I still would have went ahead and gave him a chance.
Mm-hmm.
she wouldn't make me take that L again.
It's the L for me. Okay, so they like, yeah, it don't really matter because at the end of the day, if I feel for this person, it don't. Ain't nobody else got to be with you. Ain't nobody else got to come home with me. Ain't nobody else gonna behold me, be there, whatever. Me and you at the end of the day.
Yep.
Yeah. Batman and Robin. Jay-Z and Beyonce. Marquis and Taylor.
Girl.
Gang.
Period.
Yeah, you so serious.
I see we got the same energy. They over there chill. We got the energy over there.
Yeah, let him get it all out. Get it all out.
Might as well.
Oh, don't do that. Don't do that.
All right. Is it okay for married couples to take advice from non-married couples?
Ooh.
I would say yeah, because they can probably provide an insight that you don't even see, or matter of fact, they've probably been married before, and because they've been married, they can also tell you something that they wish they had known or wish they had done. Mm-hmm. So
I say yes, but use discernment with that, because sometimes you might have those single individuals who hadn't even experienced anything yet. They just go by what they hear on social media or go by those close to them experiences. And we always got to keep in mind, not everybody's experience is your experience.
So to y'all, it's about their experience and maturity level versus actually the titles that they possess. I got that. And I agree with that wholeheartedly. I look at it like a teacher who don't have no kids giving me advice on my child. You know what I'm saying? Like, or I think that's just a great example. You know, like there's people out here who don't have children, but they may be daycare providers, or et cetera, or just went to school for those type of things. You know, like so. And I think when you get to a point, especially as a single person, I'm come to a point in my life where I'm really seriously preparing myself for a marriage. So there are different things that I've been listening to and different couples and different stuff like that. So I may have great advice because I've been putting myself through this, through these trials and through these educational things. So just out here like, girl, leave your man. No.
It's not that simple anymore.
It's
too much that's been invested. It's too much that we've built together to just be like, just leave.
But the fact that we understand that now says a lot. Right? Because it's like, back then, like, because why you staying? Like, why do you have to stay?
If you're unhappy, and if this is a continuous thing and you haven't found a common ground, why are you staying? That's what I would be thinking.
Yes.
But it's just like, I get it.
And it took us a while to get that one of our friends. I ain't even gonna lie. We had a friend, we was like, girl, why don't you just so unhappy? Like, why don't you just leave? And she said that to us. She's like, it's really not that easy. Like, marriage is not, it's something that you literally have to choose every day. And she's like, and it's not something that you just walk away from because you're just unhappy in this season. You know, like, she's like, there's a lot of things a lot of thought you have to put into it. It's a business decision. You know, so she's like, if I leave this, then I have to sacrifice this, and that. Yes, I may not like this person in this time right now, but maybe in a couple years I may get that feeling back, you know, and I may leave and ruin my whole relationship off this season right here.
And then plus, you gotta have the patience to start over.
You
know, it's a difference when we were younger. You have, you know, the patience level is different. Like me, I told Marquis, look, this is my first and only marriage, okay? So we gonna work this out because I don't have to pay. I know I wouldn't have the patience to learn name, birthday, what your likes, dislikes, favorite color, what ticks you off, what makes you happy. That's a lot.
Learn about your family, your history, your background, all that.
All that.
Oh,
no, girl, I was looking at the battery because I was like, I just realized I ain't got the computer plugged up.
Oh.
And I'm like, ooh, what if it died on this? Okay, go ahead.
All right. What are your views on finances and relationships? What are your views on finances and relationships?
Be open with them from the beginning.
I'd say finances and relationships is a business deal. You just like going into a job or going into a new business, you start to ask yourself, okay, you start having that mindset like, okay, is this an asset or this a liability? Am I willing to take that risk or am I willing just to leave it alone? And with finances, if you can't be open with your person about bills or, you know, financial literacy, who can you be open with?
And even if you don't have the best financial literacy that your partner can teach you, there's no harm in asking them to teach you, and that you shouldn't be embarrassed, especially if this is your person, the person that you're going to spend the rest of your life with. So.
Oh, I love hearing this stuff because I just know I'm on the right track. I just love it.
So, how soon in you guys' relationship did you guys talk about finances? Was this like in the beginning, or did y'all wait till y'all start talking about marriage?
I'd say when we started becoming serious, like closer to the time when we really started talking about moving in together and everything.
So, I mean, because and correct me if I'm wrong, but from both of our experiences, neither one of us had anything embarrassing to talk about or something that we didn't want to talk about as far as finances go. We were just, you know, typical millennials. You got student loans, you got a car note, you got rent, you got bills. It's just typical stuff, so we had nothing to hide.
That's good.
I told him I have nothing.
I told her, you can have the lint in my pocket. That's all you're gonna get out of me.
Okay, we could put our lint together and have a whole bank at this point, you know.
Period.
Yep.
Okay. So would it have been different if y'all had uncovered some financial, like the other person had financial issues? Like at that time that y'all had discussed it, is it something you were willing to like, okay, let's figure this out? Or is it like, if you got some issues, then I'm trying not to deal with that?
It was more of let's figure this out.
Let's figure this out. And
I mean, I saw how she was with, her money before we got married. So I'm like, okay, she knows how to handle money. She knows how to handle finances. And I never saw a problem with the way she did it or, how long it took her. So I was like, okay.
Yeah. And then I knew there was some stuff that I didn't know that Marquis knew. So I'm like, okay, he could teach me some stuff. Well, I'm saying, I had the worst money management skills, but, just ways to improve because there's always room for improvement.
So you were teachable. That's good. So y'all mentioned like around the time y'all were getting ready to move in. So how long did y'all wait to move in? I'm getting y'all business.
Well, it was different than what it typically would be because I was going through health issues. So it took us a good minute, probably about 5 years. 5 years.
Well, 5 years officially, but so to backtrack a little bit, so before me and Marquis started dating, I lost my mom. I was losing my mom. I didn't know she was gonna pass at that time, and we hadn't talked. And I think we had a falling out or something. I don't even remember. It was something trivial. I hadn't talked to him for 2 weeks, so I told him like, "Hey, my mom's sick. She's in intensive care. I know we ain't talking in a while. I'm sorry." He was like, "Okay, I'm coming. I'm coming to your way." So periodically, he will stay on and off with me just to make sure that transition was smooth for me. But officially didn't really move in until 5 years later. Yeah.
So when y'all got engaged or when y'all got married? Because y'all said y'all been together 7, married 2. So about the time y'all got married, y'all moved in officially. Wow.
That was just actually a conversation we were just having last week.
But y'all spent a lot of overnight together.
Yeah.
So y'all knew what it felt like to live together.
Yeah.
And was that important to y'all?
I don't think it was really important, but we knew that when we got married, it was gonna be that. And it was a smooth transition. So
yeah, okay.
Except she kept getting mad at me about the toilet paper.
Because I mean, it's a way to do it.
It is. How you
over and under?
Right, you over and under person.
I'm an over person because I'm a guy. So
I like under. It's just,
yes, me too.
Yeah.
I'm an under. See, that's why we on this. Are you over?
It doesn't matter. I gotta take.
You
it off
have
the
to
road.
matter.
It doesn't.
It has to matter.
And
I was so irritated because
so if that's
my
the case,
son, you're right, it is a guy, but no, because my guy like he's under.
I was gonna say if I do have to make sure I'm like being, actually thinking about the way I'm putting it on, I am gonna make sure that it's under. But if I'm in a hurry, I'm just gonna put it on because I got to get this tissue off. Okay.
Yeah, I need to do this. This is irritating. Why am I? No.
But I don't have to do that. I don't want to do all that.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, I don't want to. I think it's awkward.
Like you ain't never had a fresh.
It ain't no tension on it.
Yeah, you ain't never had a fresh roll of toilet paper. And you gotta go over a little bit to get that first loose sheet, and then you gotta pull. That's too much.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't do all that. I just pull it and then take it off just like that. And it
so
comes
you
off.
open it before you even put it on the road.
That's probably why. Yeah.
Right.
And it's just a conscious thing,
Yeah.
Thing, so yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why it's not a big deal to me because it already be ready for me to take off the road.
But still, even after it's on there, I just don't. It's just irritating. But I guess that's just a us thing.
Yeah.
Next question.
Yeah.
Sips wine.
Right.
How important is your partner's past when choosing to commit?
Look, I'm like I ain't know what the questions. I never heard these. That was a good one.
I mean, you do want to ask questions and you want to find out, because your partner could tell you something. And then it could be a whole nother thing you find out later. But also, you need to give your partner the benefit of the doubt because this is the person that you're going to spend the rest of your life with. So why would they lie to you? They shouldn't have to.
I say it was important for me because not saying that I had like doubts that Marquis was like a serial killer or something like that. But, just wanted to know what his upbringing was like understand why some of his mannerisms are the way they are. Like if somebody calls him a certain nickname, why he doesn't, respond to that, or, family dynamic, like if he had like a falling out with a parent, why, and then it just, it was spilled into his adult life. Like I want to know some stuff like that.
And when you have someone who doesn't disclose that, there's either they're hiding something or they're ashamed of something.
Right.
So I think it's important to ask those questions.
Yeah, and were y'all both pretty like vulnerable, or was it like pulling teeth?
Vulnerable. I definitely give her flowers for that one because before we got married, she came to me. She said, "Hey, babe, I'm not feeling my best self. I'm going to go see a therapist." And I didn't judge her, and I said, "Okay," because I looked at it like this: I'd rather her take accountability and take care of what she has to now, and it doesn't come out later.
Dang, y'all was preaching. They is preaching to me. Okay, today dealing with me today.
Hey, we be the first to tell you the Marquis and Taylor that you see now is
Not
not
the
the Marquis
same
and
from
Taylor
7 years
from
ago.
7 years ago.
Way
Yes.
different.
So what type of things? I'm sorry, you was about to say something.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say. So part of that was, and we talked about it in our podcast too. So one of my things, I always had like a lot of insecurities, right? And one of the things I would tell Marquis, sometimes I felt like a dented can of green beans because I had like a lot of stuff going, like family members passing, family disagreements, whatever the case may be. So I was like, I really love and care about you, and I just want to know what you're getting into before you get too deep, and then I will understand. And
I told her even the hungry man is gonna want the dinner can.
yeah,
So
Cause I'm hungry. Period.
so yeah, all that didn't, the family dynamics and all that stuff didn't bother me. So
So what type of stuff were y'all looking to know? You kind of touched on that a little bit, but like what type of stuff were y'all looking to know about each other? Like what were those important questions to know about the person's past when choosing them? What was the conversations like?
Relationship with siblings, relationship with parents, how they felt about certain taboo topics.
Why the last relationship didn't work out?
Yeah,
I asked that question.
We asked each other that question. So.
Yeah.
But I mean, I kind of had more insight to hers than she did to mine because obviously we went to high school together. So
Don't act like you knew my life for real.
Did you only have one other person?
Before Marquis? Well, one that he knew about because we all went to school together.
Okay. Because he was like, well, I already knew. I'm like, oh.
He's already insight. I saw that happen.
I mean, she made it obvious when she curved me, so I'm just saying.
It don't matter. We here now.
You right.
Period. Period.
All right. How would you describe your family dynamic growing up? How much of a difference does or did it make on how you view or handle relationships?
Ooh.
Well, my parents were married all the way up until the time I was 21, 22. They were married for 21 years before they divorced. So I always had a two-parent household, and they'll tell you I always wanted to be married. You know, I think being married was one of the best decisions that I ever made. Just watching love and commitment, not just between my parents, but between my grandparents. So it was something that was just already innate in me, and I was raised up around it. So
Okay.
Mine was a little different. So I didn't grow up in a two-parent household. My parents divorced when I was really young, so I don't really have any memories of them being together. I do remember that they were able to co-parent. Unfortunately, I didn't really get to spend that many years with my dad during the teenage years, because I felt like that would have been critical to what I want to see in a guy, what I want in a guy. And then so just growing up was just my mom and my grandmother, just growing up like a whole community of strong black women, just learning like to be independent, like you don't need a man to do this and do that. And that was one of the things I had to learn in therapy. Like, I love Marquis, and I know that he would be willing to go through the ends of the earth for me or whatever. But I still had that mindset, like, I need to prep myself before, in case this goes left.
Yeah.
Right?
Girl.
And you know how it is, like, we always had, well, I'm not going to say all, a good number of women, when you grow up in an environment like that, that's not to say it was a bad environment, but you used to being with a single mom or being around women, they teach you how to get whatever you need by any means necessary. Don't depend on no man because men are unreliable. They might leave you, whatever the case may be. So growing up in that environment, it kind of made me a little stagnant when we first was in a relationship. Like I had walls. So just going to therapy and trying a different approach from Marquis, like, hey, this is what I grew up in. This is not to bash men or anything like that, but that's just how I was brought up. So just that, I say that kind of set the foundation of, okay, I need to come in here guarded before I open up my heart and stuff.
Girl, we grew up in the same family. So I was like, hey, girl, let me find out that same mama. Because my mama showed, like, don't do it. If he leave, you going to be the hand of that. You know, she showed, made sure I was good. Yeah. But, so how was that for you? Like, working through y'all relationship, growing with her, and knowing, like, seeing her respond in certain ways that were different for you because you're used to seeing, you wanted a relationship, you were used to seeing people solve things together.
So at first it was like, okay, this is not going to be, I didn't expect it to be easy, but I didn't expect it to be hard either. But when I realized that I would have to require a lot of patience because obviously she didn't grow up in the same two-parent dynamic that I did, but I had to make sure that I gave her grace because some things that she wasn't privy to, I had to, you know, kind of take her hand and lead her and show her. So I feel like the more I took her hand and showed her, the more the walls came down before she felt like, okay, you know, I'm good, you know.
Wow, that's beautiful. Girl, I see why you chose that man.
Girl, yeah. Like, the relationships I had in the past, they weren't patient with me. Like, they would be patient in the beginning. And then after a while, I'm like, oh, you just being mannish, you being hard. No, it's just how I was brought up. And at that time, I didn't have the tools or the knowledge to, you know, break down those walls. So I think for me, the best way to put it is when I saw Marquis was consistent and patient and came in with an open mind, like, okay, she's just not being loud, she's just not being ghetto, she's not being hard. She had life experiences, life was life for her at the time. So I'm just gonna be here and show her, like, all men are not the same.
I'm gonna love it out of her.
Yeah, I'm gonna love it out of you.
Basic, that is beautiful. Cause like I think the best word that he used in that is grace. You know, like, and I think that we have to go into relationships just like that, knowing, like, and if you know that you don't have the patience and you're not capable of giving somebody grace, then by all means be honest with yourself about that. But we have to know that, like you're saying, like you said, like, my upbringing is my upbringing, and I can't put my experience on somebody else. Have to be willing to see their perspective and understand, and then come through this, like, okay, let me be patient here, let me be graceful here because I understand that this is what this person, and not blame the person for it. Loving them enough for them to change, but then you being teachable and saying, this is what I want, and, you know, so I'm going to stay here, and I see that he wants to love me. And broke down, girl, I love this. I'm over here like, I'm over to just chill, because I'm over here like, yeah, I like it.
You want to take some comments?
Go ahead, yeah.
Okay.
It's a lot
from
it looked like it's Darius.
Okay, so
Darius
this
is
goes
having
back.
a field day.
Right.
Always.
He's like our number one supporter.
Yeah. Okay, so he says, I guess when you brought her around, Joe, family and friends, we approved. She definitely was the smallest Keith presented to us.
Oh, Lord.
And then the tissue, that's what he said. Yeah.
Okay.
And then he said the tissue thing, that's petty, over or under our conversation.
Yeah.
So he said can be aggressive with the toilet paper, just ripping little sheets. Then he said the 1 foot in, 1 foot out mentality. That was passed down from a bitter woman, SMH. And then millennial men have to deal with the bitter woman syndrome passed down from Gen X. So, yeah.
Yeah. Wow. But that's why, like, we talk about this in my ministry all of the time, just like how we're that generation that we're really going through these healing processes, and we're challenging the things that were taught to us. Like, that really doesn't make sense, and we're questioning, passing it down to our children.
Yeah.
You know, and I
with
love
that.
that for us. You know, we're not just taking what people are saying and saying, okay, no problem. It's like, that just don't feel right. You know, and I'm like, I don't know what just trickled in our generation to make us be like that, but everybody has the syndrome. Like, that just ain't right for me.
I just think everybody just want peace. Like, that was part of my thing. I'm like, so it was passed down. It started with my grandmother. And that she instilled that into her daughter. She had 4 daughters. My mother was the baby. And, you know, she wasn't as angry as my grandmother was, but, you know, with failed relationships and stuff, she like, you know what, just forget these men, you know, I'm still going to be strong and independent at the end of the day. So I'm just like, that's just too much energy. That's just too much work. You know, I just want to be calm, chill.
Exactly.
Yeah, because, you know, right now for her, we've been talking about make sure that she's in her soft girl era. So
yes, put me there.
Because she's always told me like she was just tired of feeling like she had to do everything and figure everything out.
We the same. We the twin. Where have you been? Okay, listen.
This is a lot of singing going on.
Which is right up her alley because she loves music.
Cause baby, like yes.
Yeah, no, but I feel that.
Yes.
I feel it too. Cause I've been saying the same thing. I need to be out of this masculine energy because that's what I've had to be for so long.
Yes.
So
and I think a lot of men are assuming that women don't want that, and I hate that. Like they're, you know, like we want to be soft. We want to feel safe, but we just haven't been with a lot of men to help us be able to let our guards down and be able to be like, okay, baby, you got it. Like, I can't even trust you to come home at a decent time. Like, or I can't trust you to take the garbage out, so I got to do it. You know, it's just like, no, like, we have to, it's just like how they say, when women say, you know, give me a reason to be submissive. Like, and I can understand that comment. You know, like, it's like, for real, like, what am I submitting to? You know, like, a man, you have to be a leader. You have to give me something to follow. Like how you said, like, you were prepared to lead her and show her the right example, and she submitted to that, but you gave her something to submit to. If you were just like, whatever, and just letting her be, then now she ain't even healing, and she ain't even getting better. Because you weren't the proper man. It starts with the man.
Exactly.
You know, so...
And so... with our dynamic, because I work from home, more times than not, I'm at the house and I'm cooking before she gets home. So I will make sure that, you know, I'm picking the food and trying to make sure everything's good, because I know more times than not she's had a rough day at work. I may have had a rough day, but because I'm at home, at least I can
take have to deal with no traffic.
Exactly. So
deal with people
more time to decompress for real.
Yeah. So when she comes home and I've already got dinner made or in the process of making it, I asked her, you know, how her day was, and she'll tell me, and I just won't just zone out just to ask her. I actively listen. And if she comes to me with a question or a problem, I say, okay, do you want me to give you an answer, or do you just want me to be a listening ear? And then she'll tell me. So I'm like, okay, so make sure that she has she gets to unwind. She'll go, you know, to take a shower. She'll get ready, and then dinner's ready. So we'll talk and we'll discuss things over dinner. Just make sure that, you know, even though my day may have been hard, just because she has to go out, and just make sure that she comes home to peace, because I've been by myself quiet for the most part of the day. So
yeah, it's crazy, because that's what Diamond was saying, like with on the first episode with Darius, and she was just saying like she don't want him coming home. You fighting the world, you going through all this out there, and then you got to come home to me being disgruntled and going, you know, and making it hard for you. Like, just creating peace in your space,
because
for your person,
like creating an unhealthy environment, doing it the opposite way.
Because if you can't find peace in your house, then where can you find peace?
Exactly,
it's not existent at that point.
Yeah, because where you going, you run into the world. It's no.
Yeah. Okay. Have you had to make a lot of adjustments in your marriage?
I'll say mentally.
Yeah, because in the beginning we had to try to break the mold of saying mine, and we had to learn how to say, you know, we, ours. So I think that was probably the biggest transition, just the language and just making like, hey, remember, you're married. So.
And I had to make the adjustment, call you husband, because I never call Marquis by his name unless I'm referring to him like in conversation here. he always been the tall man, boo, babe, best friend.
And the only time I call it Taylor is like when I'm trying to get a
point across. So it's like, oh wait, you are my husband now. You're my permanent sleepover friend. Like
I don't need to spend the night bag no more.
Right.
Wow. It makes me think about, I'm going through that same thing at work. Just learning. And I think about like how we go through different lessons, ultimately to teach us. Like we go through it in different situations, but it teaches us a lesson overall. So like I said, I'm in this season of like preparing myself for marriage, and like I can appreciate, like now hearing what y'all are saying, I'm like, okay, it makes sense. The guy got me dealing with this right now. Like it's just like my boss keeps telling me, like, we move, we are cohesive. We're a unit. We have to move together. There's no you and me. This is a us and this is a we. And I'm like, girl, this is my team. I'm managing them. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. And she like, we, and it makes sense. Like, it's like I have to get used to this language and being able to adjust to not always needing the credit for things, and just being able to compromise and understand, and also being able to not make decisions on my own. But having to go to somebody else to say, what do you think about this? What are your thoughts? Like getting used to having to do that. Cause I'm like, why not? Like, why can't even doing this with Sequoia? Like, I'm like, I'll be having to catch myself sometime. Like, no, this is ours. This is not a Kenyatta thing. This is us. And making sure that I'm not just running off making decisions on my own, whatever. Cause that's not how it works. When it's a unit.
And it took me a little bit of time in our marriage to learn to say, I'm not going to make this decision. Let me check with my wife first.
Yeah.
Because if I make a decision and it's a bad decision, then she's going to look at me crazy and then we're going to have an issue. So I'm like, you know what? Let me check with her and see what she says. Because not only do I want to make sure that we're in alignment, but I value her opinion.
Yeah.
And I think that's important for her to know. Because it just shows that I'm not just out here making willy-nilly decisions and not thinking twice about it.
Yeah. Wow. So. I'm going to have a praise break after this. Y'all are speaking to me.
Yeah. Okay. How important is your marriage to you? And what is the value?
I couldn't see myself without her.
You said early on that marriage was the best decision that you made. Tell us more.
So at the time, it was still during the pandemic, and health-wise, I was doing better. So my father and I, we were walking around in the morning to get exercise. So ironically,
I'm sorry. Can you mind telling the people what the health issues you dealt with? Is that something you share, or?
I'm comfortable with sharing it. So 2017, I was diagnosed with cancer.
Okay.
So I couldn't be around anybody. My immune system was really bad. So even the common cold could have killed me. So I spent a lot of time indoors and getting my body right. So around the time I was able to come back outside again, my dad and I, we were exercising, walking around in the morning. So it was around this time, and shout out to Darius. He and Diamond got engaged. So I told him congratulations, and I started thinking about it. And then my dean got engaged, so I started thinking about it more.
What's happening?
So, the wheel started to turn. So, long story short, my dad asked me these 3 questions. He said, do you love her? I said, yes, I love her and I'm in love with her. He said, has she always been there? And I said, yeah. And he said, so what you waiting on? So at that point, I'm like, okay, you know what? That solidified it. Because, having everything that we've been through, I'm like, there's no way that I cannot continue this relationship and not put a ring on this woman's finger.
Wow.
So, in October 10th, 2020, on a rooftop overlooking Lake Michigan, I asked her to be my wife, and through the tears in the snot, she
ugly
said
cry.
yes. The ugly cry, she said yes.
Aww.
So,
The tears in the snot.
it was an ugly cry,
It
but
was ugly.
But like I was asking, will you be my wife? She's like, And like, can I hear yes?
Right, not just not yet. So, like, what have you found to be the value in being married?
That you have a partner that is willing to go through the ups and downs with you. You're not always going to agree on things, but waking up in the morning knowing that you chose her and she chose you. Mm-hmm. So there's no bigger value than that. I have a life partner, I have a best friend, I have a confidant, I have a co-host. One day when we have kids, mother of our children. So
yeah. You got anything you want to add?
Well, I was getting ready to answer the question. The value of this, I prayed for this. I prayed to have a partner that would love me as much as my mom did. Who I would be the apple of their eye, their center of attention, and that they wouldn't think to leave me, because I had all this love to give. So basically, how I explain the love I had for Marquis, so after when my grandmother and my mom passed, they passed in the same year. That was my foundation. That was the two main people that I had all this love.
We're literally the same person.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
My mom and my grandmother passed 3 months apart from each other.
Really?
It wasn't in the same year because my grandmother passed October 2019. 2020, my mom passed in January 2021.
Really, my grandmother passed a couple days after her 84th birthday in January, and then my mom passed at the end of May.
Wow.
Yeah.
and then I received the diagnosis 2 days before my birthday that same year.
September.
Wow.
So
yeah.
this is why we say 2017 was a hell of a year.
Wow.
But yeah, so I had all this love stored in me that I wanted to give to somebody, and I prayed on it, and then Marquis showed up. So I would be remiss to reject the answer prayer that God gave me.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And I gave them, it was 2021, 2022. But yeah, but still. Wow. She like, I asked for this. But being able to, what's that feeling of seeing your answered prayer? Like, how were you able to recognize it?
I recognized it when, around the transitional period of after my mom, getting used to like living alone again, doing like the financials by myself. Not saying I didn't have the tools, like I didn't know how to do it, but actually like this happened sooner rather quickly, the adjustment, and him just being patient, and with him saying, you know what, I don't see you as this dented can of green beans that you see yourself. I see you as a person I want to spend my life with. Like, you may be imperfect to yourself, but you're perfect to me.
What would you say was your love languages?
I would say definitely quality time. That's a strong one. Words of affirmation. Well, now it's been more words of affirmation. And mainly those two. Oh, and acts of service.
Yeah, same person. So did it change? Like, has it changed with him? Like you said now. So was it different before?
Yeah, so it was just quality time, and everything else was just like low. I would say quality time and acts of service. But as Marquis started to come around and start, pouring into me, speaking life into me, encouraging me, giving me words of affirmation, I'm like, oh, I actually do like this.
Yes. You take the value in that.
Yeah.
And they actually do change throughout the time you guys grow together. So,
It's funny that you asked that because we actually did read that book. So
yeah.
We did.
Yeah, I've definitely had mine adjust too, because I feel like it goes like you said, like when you start getting something, you start seeing the value in it. But also when you're lacking something, you start desiring it more because you're missing it. So I like to say for myself that I'm all of them, because like if I'm without something, then I'm going to feel the lack of it. So I would like to just have a nice balance of it all. Yeah.
I feel like everybody has all of them. It's just, in those moments what you require at that time. My top though has always been quality time and acts of service for sure. But as I'm am growing, words of affirmation is becoming a thing for me, especially because one day my mom told me how proud she was of me, and I just didn't realize I needed that until she said it. And just because I know that I do a lot, and I know for me, I just do, and I wasn't always looking for the affirmation from other people, because I'm telling myself, I'm like, girl, you got this, but I have to take a moment to even do that.
Mm-hmm.
So with somebody else being able to acknowledge it for me, it just like, okay, so I am doing it for real. Like, that's just like, even though I'm telling myself this, other people do see that I'm doing this. So yeah.
And it's crazy. Like, it doesn't surprise me that all of our top love languages is quality time and acts of service, because we all grew up with single moms for the most part. You know, like strong Black women. So like, it's like we desire somebody to be in our space and to do for us.
Yeah.
Because we've been used to doing things and being alone. So that's what I'm saying. It comes from a lack.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, guys. Do you feel the challenges you faced previously were necessary to where you are now?
I think that's a great way to end up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Great question.
You just wine on that.
Man, I need a gulp.
I need a gulp.
Say that question one more time for the one time.
Do you feel the challenges you faced previously were necessary to where you are now? I had to pull that back because that light was shining and my eyes are getting a little crazy. Okay, I gotta get to the eye doctor because they getting a little bad as we get older, and I'm only 35. Okay. Yeah.
For me, yes. In more ways than one, because health-wise, I had to realize that I'm not Superman. I couldn't just go, full throttle and not sitting down. So the cancer diagnosis has also been a teacher, because it showed me that you think that you're taking care of yourself, you think that you're taking care of your body, and you aren't. Or it's possible that you aren't. So there's that. Relationship wise, I really had to look at myself in the mirror before we started dating, because my prior relationship, I wasn't the best boyfriend. We had issues. So during that time, I was really working on myself, focusing on myself, making sure that the things I wanted in my next relationship were going to be things that I prepared myself for.
Yeah.
So I did say to myself, like, okay, the next relationship I get into, I want her to be my wife. So at the time, I didn't realize I was manifesting it, but I was setting myself up for marriage and not really knowing that I was setting myself up for marriage. So I guess with us being married now, it was a good surprise. So.
Yeah.
But it was what I was asking for.
I say for me, the yes to the question, but it really tested me as a woman of God, of prayer and manifestation, and also tested my own strength. Like, yes, I took care of my mom when she was sick and helped with my grandmother and stuff like that, but actually taking care of somebody we don't know if they're gonna live or die, just being there for them, that was tough. And sometimes even Marquis would tell you, sometimes I'll come to him and be like, is there anything I can do? Am I doing enough? Like, I was kind of insecure with that, and he would tell me, no, you're doing just fine. Like, well, I can get up and get you something. He's like, no, just you being here at 3 o'clock in the morning, just sitting with me and listening to me talk, that's enough. So just knowing my own strengths, and then just, if anything, I always say, if I don't know how to do anything else, I was taught how to pray. So just praying, like talking to God, like, I don't know why you put me through this right now. Just take me off your strongest soldier list at the moment, because it's a little bit much.
Because I'm not gonna lie, there have been times when I sat there and thought about, I'm like, what made God think that we can handle a cancer battle? And you just wonder.
And not once, but twice.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know what's the plan here, but we gonna rock it out with you. Hopefully later on you tell us why. So.
Yeah. Okay. Wow, y'all have been great. Yes, clap it up for y'all.
Clap, 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 clap.
So, is there any final words that y'all would like to share with the Wine and Grow family?
Millennial marriages are real. They out here.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they thriving.
And there are men out here who want to be married, millennial men who want to be married, who want to have families, who want to raise children, who do go to work every day. They're not in the streets. They're not messing around doing woo up the band with whoever. So don't believe what you see on social media.
Period.
And do what's tailored for you. Like we said,
It's the do what's tailored for you, pun intended.
yeah, pun intended. Do what's tailored for you. But no, the same. We don't stress this enough. What works for Marquis and Taylor may not work for everybody.
Yeah.
That's number one. We don't consider ourselves relationship goals. We
Number
thank
two.
you for the compliment, but no.
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 And 3, if you really love somebody, you really care for them, you'll go to the ends of the earth. Never say never, because you don't know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What's the last comments we got?
I have a feeling this is from Darius.
One of them is, but I'm gonna get to it. And it was funny just because of what she just did. So, okay, Leah Ross. Hey, sweethearts, great show. Jew says, life is a lesson we gonna learn it one way or another. Drew Taylor. Well, you know.
He was on the show last week.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Darius says, Ken, that ankle kind of parched, dehydrated, sis. And then you put your
What's wrong with my ankle? I don't even have an ankle according to my family.
And then they both go to their drinks after. It was just the timing of it all. Leah, am I saying his name? Is it? Well, I'm pretty sure it's Leah. Awesome job. And then Nessa says, not too much on my good sis.
Cause period.
And Mona laughing at Darius.
Thank y'all. Thanks for Mona laughing, but
Yeah.
Nessa, thanks for the support.
Yeah.
Anyways, y'all have been great. I really have enjoyed having y'all. I really learned a lot here.
I learn a lot every week, and y'all.
Yes, for sure.
Something different every week, though.
For sure. And we looking forward to being back again next week. Girl, we already on episode 4, halfway through.
It go fast.
Next week. So, because we only do 8 episodes a season. So,
Okay.
Okay.
we don't overload ourselves. And then we go on like a 2-month 6
We
month
go on
hiatus.
a hiatus. Let's put it like that. We go on a hiatus.
For however long.
Last time.
However
thing.
long.
Same
Yeah.
thing.
It's like
Yeah.
when we ready, we'll come back. Who
Yeah.
knows? You might get a few pop-ups. But now we getting into this event bag. So we doing more live events and stuff like that. So
y'all still see us. You
Yes.
know, we here.
So even if we're not doing the podcast, we're starting to do different things
Yeah.
to just get the brand out there.
Well, that's
So.
exciting.
That's one of our goals. We want to do a live show.
We want to do a live show.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. We've been to a few live shows and we see how they run and things like that. So we're like, yeah, we want to do one.
Yeah.
'Cause
Okay.
we just went to
Just got me an idea, y'all.
we just went to go see Tonight's Conversation last
Okay.
month.
Okay.
How was that?
That was fun.
It was
Yeah.
really fun.
It was fun.
It was okay.
And then before that, we went to go see Dead Ass Podcast.
Yeah, I seen y'all post about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Kadeen and Devon, I love them.
being in it was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw y'all was up on stage.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, I love that for y'all. Okay.
Alright.
Y'all might see another Wine and Grow and You Stuck With Me podcast.
Well, Darius just said y'all got to do a cross-platform show.
Oh, so now y'all they need us on.
Yeah.
Yes.
Most
Okay.
definitely.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Y'all stuck with us now. So
Yeah.
For sure.
Stuck with I like that.
Because they do karaoke on their show, y'all.
we do.
We definitely
We
do.
do.
So should we
They
end this show? We'll wait. We'll leave that for y'all.
Yeah. We love y'all.
All right. We gonna go ahead and get out.
Peace, love, and hair grease is what my hair needs.
Peace out, y'all.
Peace.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us. This was fun.